That is what we're reviewing on today's Mumbles game review. Baja Edge of Control. Now this is a racing game. It does have a career mode where you work your way up, you have to upgrade your car and work your way up and buy new cars and all that stuff. It does have a career mode, but this is a base racing game at its core. So no real story, no nothing, none of that. So right off the bat, racing game. If you don't like racing games, you might not like this one. But it is a cool little game. So let's jump into the review. Now first off, the graphics. I've seen better graphics in racing games. I'm not going to pull any punches and say this is the best graphics I've ever seen. You know, games like Forza outdo it. But with that being said, this game does have okay graphics. I wish it had a little bit better, but it does have okay graphics. Now, soundtrack-wise, it does have some nice soundtrack. You know, music that you would listen to as a just, you know, normal person. So that it does have a nice soundtrack to it when you're playing the game. Now, controls. The controls in this game work great. One thing that did disappoint me is I wish it had a little bit more with the driving controls, in as much as at times I felt like, you know, I could just gun in a corner and nothing was going to happen bad or adverse to me. So that's a little bit of a detractor from it right there. Now the gameplay of this game, as I said, this is just a racing game. There is nothing spectacularly spectacular about it, but it is a racing game, and that's what it is. So, basically, off-road racing. You know, mud, dirt, all that kind of stuff. All the stuff that you see on the screen, you'll see. They have rally races. They have all different kinds of races in this game, and it allows you to choose, you know, what you want to do. The career mode is robust, and I like it when they have it that you have to build up your car, you know, make better engines and do stuff like that and work your way up to the top. I think that is a cool aspect when they do that in a career mode. So I am very happy that they included that. As far as, you know, the realism of it, I gotta be honest with you guys. I've seen games out there for off-road racing that have been a little bit more realistic. Not taking anything away from this one, I'm just being honest with you guys. And with that in mind, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, oh, what do I give it score-wise because of that? But we'll get to that in a minute, but I just kind of wanted to point that out, that there is some games out there that do have more realism to them. Now, with that being said, you can turn on simulation and have bad tires and all that other stuff, but you need to be aware of what you're getting. You are getting an off-road game that is not a Forza. This is not a Forza. This is not a Forza. This is its own standalone game, and it does stand alone by itself in its own area, and you should definitely check it out. Now, cons-wise, if you don't like racing games, first off, you're not probably going to like this one. If you're looking for, you know, cars out there that you recognize from off-road racing, you'll see some of them. So that is a plus, but you have to unlock them all. So it's kind of like, that's not really fair, but it is what it is. So that is another con, unlockability. And finally, just like I said before, the realism. I wish they would have made this game a little bit more real. I wish they would have made it that, you know, when you go off jumps, you can bust your suspension and stuff like that. But I just haven't seen that in the game. Maybe it is in the game, but I have not seen it in the game, and I've tried all the settings. So it's one of those things for me, you know, I wish it was a little bit more realistic, but it is a good game overall. The AI is challenging. The AI will give you some, you know, problems, and it's a fun game overall. That's what I'm trying to say. This is a fun game. So now we're going to get into the actual the score of this game. Baja Edge of Control. You get a 5 out of 10. And I'm giving you a 5 out of 10 because, I gotta be honest, there's better racing games out there, but, if I were to rate this solely on being an off-road racing game, I would give it a 9 out of 10. So 5 out of 10 because I feel that overall, if you compare it to other games out there, it's not as good. But if I was just to compare it to off-road racing games or other racing games, it would get an 8 or 9 out of 10. So it is still a great racing game. If you like racing games, you're going to like this one. It is fun. But if you're just looking at it, oh, it's just going to be something, you know, oh, this is a great game, I'm going to love this. You might not. But, like I said, if it were to be standalone on just racing games by themselves, I would give it an 8 out of 10. Anyways, guys, this has been another episode of Mumbles. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. Please smack that subscribe button, smack the like button, smack all those buttons. And I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye-bye, everyone. Take care.